Okay. Hi, my name's Alexis Walker. I'm a local business owner. I've got three businesses that I'm a personal assistant, and also my brother and I own a coffee shop on Lucia Street called the Bowery. But my main passion is actually massage. So I'm a qualified massage therapist, working mainly on holistic massage rather than the beauty side of things. The reason I decided I wanted to massage was because I wanted to be able to make people feel the way that I'd been made to feel by a really good massage therapist, and I've got a real love for doing it. I'm going to talk today about cortisol, which is the hormone that basically builds our stress really, and ways of lowering it, because massage is a big way of lowering that, but also the other benefits of massage that aren't well known, and also techniques you can do on yourself so that you can distract yourself. That's the one. So yeah, that's what I'm here for. I mean, the biggest thing to distract yourself from obviously is when the cravings hit for having a cigarette, which, often is more, not that you're craving the nicotine, you're craving the habit. And that's where a lot of us get addictions. What I probably will go through first is the benefits of massage. And there's quite a list that people don't necessarily think about. It's one of the best ways to ease pain. It's a great way to improve your quality of sleep. It's a really good way of improving your joint movements because it releases a lot of your muscle. But you get a buildup of lactic acid in your muscles, which then tightens your muscles, which then causes us to sort of clamp up. Getting the massage improves your mobility. It also really stimulates the movement of lymphatic fluids through your body, which is often why you can find when you've had a massage, you can get a headache. And the reason for this is generally because you've released a lot of toxins through your body that have been held in muscles that have been tight through tension, stress. And obviously, just if you are somebody that uses your muscles a lot in the gym or through your job, one of the other things is it boosts your immune functions. So the immune system is important to get rid of HPV. It can improve your mental alertness. So it can make you, whilst it can help you sleep, it can also make you feel more alert and refreshed. Initially after a massage, you feel quite drowsy and can feel a bit spaced out, but you'll find because you aren't as tense, it will help you feel more mentally able because you've had that space and time out for yourself. It can speed up the healing of soft tissue injuries, so that's where sports massage comes in. But also deep tissue massage, but also soft massage can help with that as well, because as we massage, we go down through the fascia layers in your muscles, and that would be where it would help muscles to release whatever they've got in them and then heal. Obviously, the biggest one is it relieves stress, which is when you're going through the process of giving up smoking, as with any addiction, that the biggest downfall for us all is stress will send you back to the habit that you have that helps you sort of self-soothe, so to speak. The other thing it's really good with it enhances circulation, and obviously when you've been a smoker, your circulation will have been compromised, and so it's really good to get your circulation going, and massage gives you that boost, so that it just gives you a helping hand. And like I said, it reduces tension within the muscles, which can be a lot of the reason why we get pain, because we'll hold tension in certain places, which is what we refer to as knots. And you'll find when you have massage, there'll be certain places that can really hurt, and that is generally where the tension has built up. Lots and lots of benefits. And it's something that a lot of people feel is just a treat, but actually with those sorts of benefits, it should be something we think of as natural healing and should be a priority for ourselves. You don't have to necessarily spend out on an expensive massage therapist. There are techniques that you can use yourself, which I can show you on video, that you can do that can help you release a lot of tension yourself, especially up through your neck, your shoulders, your head, and just some basic stretches that also help to mobilize your shoulders, because a lot of us find, we all suffer with bad backs, which comes a lot of the time from posture or a back injury, but a lot of our tension will be held around our necks and our shoulders and across our head. And the reason we end up then getting lots of headaches because of stress is because most of our nerves run up through our heads, which is why it's so nice to have it massaged and release all the tension that's in it. So we can go through some techniques that you can use on yourself. One of the big places that you can actually use to distract yourself is actually to pinch between your thumb and your first finger and sort of like pinch on here. And it's thought that by doing that, you disrupt the nerve, the messages going through the nerves through your system, so therefore it stops the signal. So you've got a lot of nerves that go through here, because obviously your hands, it'll go right up through you and up over your head. Another really good place which I find particularly helpful, so if you're in this sort of area, you can feel up through your own sort of neck here, and you'll find there'll be a spot around here that is particularly tender if you're holding a lot of stress through your neck and your head and your shoulders. And this is called your occipital nerve, and it's one of the main nerves that goes up through your body. And now there's different ways of massaging it. I quite enjoy just walking my fingers up through my head like this. And you can do that sort of up and down various parts of your neck. But you can also just get 2 fingers and sort of massage this area. Now, if you find it's really painful, it's probably better to put some form of heat on it, just to relax the muscle a bit first, because if you go in too hard around this area, you can really cause yourself quite significant headaches. So, you'll know yourself by doing this movement, you'll find the actual spots that hurt most for you. For me, it's here. I've got quite a lot of tension there, so I can have a nice rub like that, which will help. And you can sort of do here on your head, around here, give yourself like a bit of a neck massage. Press like nice, the pressure you like yourself. Your thumbs are a great tool for being able to rub up and down this sort of area and self massage. And then obviously the standard, almost like your shampoo in your head, and quite a deep massage through here is also really nice. Now, another place you can do is obviously your feet. It's the same principle. Work your thumbs up through the balls of your feet and maybe just pinch under each of your toes. Hand massage, that's also a really good, because when you're thinking about where you're going to massage, you're thinking more about that than smoking, hopefully, by this point. So one really good way of doing hand massage, so sort of up round the outsides of your fingers, up round here into the top. You can do across your thumb there. That's a really nice spot there. And another way is to sort of just squeeze your fingers down the sides and then up through here. Just do a little pop up the sides again. Obviously, you do it in a bit of a more relaxed position than this. So sort of have your hand on your lap, or just sort of like down in this area where it's not. But obviously, to be able to show you, I need to have my hand up like this. Another really good spot is around your shoulder blades here. Now you can do cross like this is easier, and actually this spot is another place where you get a lot of tension, and on your breastplate you find there'll be somewhere really, like here for me, I get quite a lot of pain. So you can just do some rubbing. Make sure you take lots of deep breaths as well whilst you're doing it, and just feel yourself relax by rubbing out the tension. You've also got quite a few spots on your face that you can do. It's called acupressure, and I learnt this through doing Indian face massage. And so some of the places to rub around here, they call this your third eye spot. But by doing this, you can sort of release tension in your sinuses which always feels quite nice, up through here. And sometimes just do some little circles on your forehead. And again, just make sure you're taking loads of nice deep breaths. And release. And it's almost, you can almost go into like a bit of a meditative state, and hopefully it will distract you enough for you to be able to go and do something else rather than smoke. You can pinch above your eyes. That feels really nice, and sort of do it slower than I'm showing now, but go through different areas of your face, and all this helps your lymphatic system. And another really good place on your face, so go down to just the corners of your nose and then rub and pull across your face like this. And again, this is a really good lymphatic area to drain in your face. Another way, you can just sort of do little pitter patters, and that will sort of, it almost brings the blood to the top of your skin. This is another, a lot of the techniques with the acupressure are really good for keeping wrinkles away. Indian face massage is referred to the natural facelift, which it is. It gets rid of a lot of stuff. But it's, you know, a lot of the massage is, it's all self-care, and it's all distraction, and it's taking you away from that craving. You know, we've all had some form of addiction in our lives, and it's really, really difficult to manage. But by putting things in place that you can distract yourself, it does make it a lot easier. And like, you can always use like cards so that you don't necessarily think, oh, I'm going to start massaging my head. You know, I've worked with people and I've made them little packs of cards so that you can just pull something out of an envelope and say, right, this is what I'm going to do to distract myself. Because if I haven't got things written down, I don't think to do it. So that's what we can do with massage. But again, breathing, big part of it, to relax. Before you do it, you can sort of give yourself a few like deep breaths just to get out of your head a bit and stop thinking about smoking. The other part of my talk was I wanted to discuss cortisol, which is an essential hormone that we all use that comes from the adrenal gland. And basically it's the hormone that helps us get up in the mornings and go to bed at night. So obviously in the morning, your cortisol levels should be quite a bit higher than they are at night. But because of our lifestyles, our cortisol levels are staying the same as in the mornings rather than reducing like they should do because of the amount of stress that we're going through. There's 5 main things in reducing cortisol. The first one is lifestyle changes, which anybody coming onto this video is obviously looking for that change because you're wanting to stop smoking or find a way to help you smoke less, or, you know, even just to reduce stress and things. So one of the best things we can do for that is obviously exercise, improve our sleep, which by reducing our cortisol should help sleep. Getting outdoors is a massive way of bringing your cortisol level down, because being in nature obviously is just a very relaxing and nice experience. The other is nutrition, which I believe there's been a really good talk on. We're realizing more and more that actually our gut plays a bigger part in our mental health than we ever really thought. So having food rich in magnesium is something that will really help. The other thing that they recommend is having a laugh. Well, obviously laughing releases our happy hormones and dopamine, which is a great way of reducing cortisol. And also, actually, a lot of people take the mickey out of it, but forced laughing is just as good as laughing as well. So if you're finding you're feeling a bit rubbish, force yourself to laugh, which is easier said than done, and you feel like a bit of an idiot, but you know, it does actually work a little bit. The other thing, like obviously we've done with massage and other things, is breathing, because it goes through like our parasympathetic nervous system, which is one of the biggest ways to reduce cortisol as well. That's known as like our rest and digest system. So if we're not resting, our body isn't rejuvenating the way it should be, because obviously during sleep, that's when our internal organs go through like a meridian clock and have their time to cleanse and rejuvenate, the ones that do. So, breathe. It's really good to do, even if you just do a few minutes throughout the day. You can do a minute here and there. If you're finding you're feeling particularly stressed or cravings hit again, go on YouTube and find like a breathing technique that you can do just for a couple of minutes. Even if you're in the middle of somewhere, you can do it without anybody even noticing, but it'll have a really great impact on you. And one of the big things as well that we've lost a lot of since COVID is connection and having supportive relationships, and just relationships in general that are a positive impact on our lives, because now more and more we're doing everything online or via Zoom, or and actually as humans we really, really need connection, supportive relationships, because that's how we grow and develop. So always spend time with your friends and your relatives and the people that make you feel happy and good about yourself. And you will find that's a natural way of reducing cortisol. You're not going to do it sat behind a computer or a computer game. So get out there, people. So I am a qualified massage therapist. My business actually is called Mystic Holistic Massage and Wellness, because I incorporate promoting other people who come and use my space on Lucius Street. Best way to contact me is actually through my phone number, which is 07930 599 I actually do mobile massage, but I won't go into a household where people smoke inside because it triggers my asthma, and also I just don't like it. So yeah, so I do mobile massage. I'm very flexible with times because I do it around other things. So I don't have a set time, but if you just contact me, I can let you know what I've got available, and we'll find something that suits us both. And things can always change for people, so never mind people moving their appointments and things. So, yeah, or just pop into the Bowery Brew. We're hoping to be more of a community hub where people can come in if they're feeling lonely, or, just need a coffee or need a space to get out of whatever they're doing. You're always welcome. And that is at 4 Lucius Street in Torquay.